Greetings, friend, and welcome. Historically, borders asked a simple question: where are you coming from? Modern border systems increasingly ask, who are you? The next generation of systems may ask something far more ambitious: what are you likely to do? As artificial intelligence becomes more integrated into border management, prediction may become as important as identification, fundamentally changing how nations define security and movement. Canadian media theorist Marshall McLuhan famously wrote, "The medium is the message." He understood that technologies do not merely change what we do, they change the environment in which we live. In today's world, governments possess significant information about a traveler's journey long before a traveler arrives at a border. Passenger name record systems collect airline reservation data, including itineraries, ticket purchases, baggage information, seat assignments, payment methods, and travel history. Passenger name record systems gained global attention after the September 11th attacks, when governments dramatically expanded information sharing requirements between airlines and security agencies. After 9/11, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Automated Targeting System was developed and uses multiple data sources to help identify potentially higher-risk travelers and shipments. Modern border agencies increasingly rely on automated targeting systems to prioritize attention and resources. These systems analyze multiple sources of information and flag travelers who may require additional screening. Human officers still make final decisions, but artificial intelligence increasingly determines who receives closer scrutiny and who passes through with minimal attention. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection Traveler Verification Service represents one of the largest AI biometric border systems in operation since 2018. The system compares live facial images against passport photos, visa records, and government databases to verify identities in seconds. Facial biometric technology has been deployed across international airports, seaports, and land border crossings throughout the United States, processing hundreds of millions of travelers while increasingly automating identity verification. All governments want to know the same things: know who is coming, where they are, whether they represent a risk, know before they arrive. The evolution of border technology is perhaps most visible through Global Entry's touchless portals, first introduced in 2020. Travelers no longer need to present physical documents to an officer in many locations. Instead, facial recognition systems verify identity automatically, allowing travelers to pass through border checkpoints with little direct interaction. The border increasingly recognizes the individual rather than the document. Founded in 2017 by Oculus 5R founder Palmer Luckey, Anduril Industries entered the border surveillance market in 2019 through contracts with U.S. Customs and Border Protection. By 2023, Anduril announced deployment of its 300th tower, with the network providing coverage across roughly 30% of the southern United States border without requiring a human operator to watch every screen. The towers use radar, thermal cameras, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and computer vision to detect and track all movement, identify people, vehicles, and hand targets from one tower to another long before a human agent ever arrives on scene. Their range of sight spans across large stretches of border terrain. South Africa also gives us an example of how artificial intelligence is being integrated into border management throughout the continent and worldwide. The country has deployed AI-powered drones equipped with thermal imaging and night vision systems capable of identifying people, vehicles, and heat signatures across remote terrain. Officials reported a 215% increase in prevented illegal border crossings after the systems entered service, demonstrating why governments around the world are rapidly investing in similar technologies. The significance extends beyond South Africa. Similar combinations of drones, thermal imaging, automated detection, and artificial intelligence are now appearing across Europe, the Middle East, North America, and parts of Asia as governments increasingly replace manpower with machine observation. The European Union is constructing one of the largest digital border systems ever attempted through its entry/exit system. This was approved by the European Union as part of a broader effort to modernize Schengen border management. Once fully implemented, It will track the movements of travelers from more than 60 countries entering participating European states. Designed to replace traditional passport stamping, the system records entries, departures, biometric information, and travel history across participating nations. The European Travel Information and Authorization System, commonly known as ETIAS, moves border screening even further from the physical border itself. It's modeled after the US ETSA system, which has screened visa waiver travelers entering the US since 2009. Before traveling, applicants must submit personal information, which is automatically checked against multiple databases in order to identify risks before a traveler ever boards an aircraft. Supporters argue these systems improve security, combat human trafficking, reduce smuggling, identify criminal networks, and help governments manage increasingly complex migration flows. Many of these claims are valid. Nations have always needed borders. They have always needed methods to verify identity, manage immigration, and protect citizens. But every technology changes the balance of power. The same databases capable of protecting a country can be abused by the people who control them. History offers no shortage of examples. If a traveler is denied entry because of an AI-generated risk score, who is responsible? Governments routinely expand surveillance during periods of crisis. Temporary powers become permanent. Emergency systems become standard infrastructure. Everyone in the world just witnessed this because of what they allowed during COVID-19. All still in place today, and no one says a word. How do all these systems know so much? Find out in part 2. Until next time, this is Micah Sai, and you're watching the Singularity Hub. See you soon.